Solving equations using multiplication and division. Solve the equation 3x equals 12. Now, when we have an equation, that means that both sides of the equal sign need to be equal. They need to be in balance. So it helps to think about actually putting these on a scale. On one side, we're going to have 3 x's. On the other side, we're going to have 12 units. So, to solve this equation, whatever we do, we have to make sure that it stays in balance. That if we do something to one side, we have to do it to the other so that they stay equal. If you look at this, this is 3x. The operation that's happening between the 3 and the x is multiplication. Even though it's a multiplication problem, that doesn't mean we're going to use multiplication to solve it. We actually want to get rid of this 3 so that it is x by itself. And the way to do that is to do the opposite, to do the inverse operation. And the opposite of multiplication is division. So we want to divide both sides by 3 so that it becomes only 1x. So we divide both sides by 3. 3x's divided by 3 is just going to leave 1x. 12 divided by 3 is going to be 4. So we end up with the new equation, x equals 4. To check our answer, we substitute 4 into the x. So we have 3 times 4 equals 12, which is true because 3 times 4 is 12. X has to be 4. Find the solution to 5b equals 65. So 5b, and that's times, because there's no sign, 5 times b equals 65. What do we need to do to be able to find what the value of b needs to be?
So remember, division is the opposite of multiplication.
Of course, we need to divide. Divide by 5, and on the other side, also divide by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. B equals, and 65 divided by 5 is 13. So the answer has to be 13. And to check our work, we take this answer, we put it back in. 5 times 13 equals 65. And that is true. Solve w over 4 equals 12. This time it's not a multiplication problem. It is a division problem. W divided by 4. What is the opposite of dividing?
So that means multiplication is the opposite of division. Yes.
So we want to multiply both sides by 4. 4 divided by 4 makes 1, so we've got 1 w left on the left side, and on the right side we have 12 times 4, that makes 48. Solve 2/7 x equals 6. So this is the problem. What operation is happening between the 2/7 and the x? Well, if it's not showing up, it is multiplication. So we have 2/7 times x equals 6. What is the opposite of multiplication so that we can get rid of the 2/7?
So remember, do the opposite. Do the opposite.
Right, we need to divide 2/7 by 2/7, and to be fair, we need to do that to the other side. So 6 divided by 2/7. A number divided by itself is always one whole. So all we have left on the left-hand side is x equals 6 divided by 2/7. Well, 6 can be the fraction 6 over 1. When we divide fractions, we multiply by the reciprocal. So 7 over 2. X is going to be equal to 42 over 2. And when we simplify this improper fraction, we find that x equals 21. A rectangular lawn is 25 feet long. Okay, so we got to draw a rectangle that's 25 feet long. The area inside that rectangle is 275 feet squared. Write an equation to find the width of the lawn. So we don't know how wide it is. Well, the equation for finding area of a rectangle is area equals length times width, or you could even do base times height. Area equals, well, the length is 25 feet times the width, which we don't know. And actually, we can erase the a, because we know that. That's 275 feet squared. So 275 feet squared. How do we solve this equation? We have 25 times w.
Division is the opposite of multiplication.
So divide both sides by 25. 275 divided by 25 is 11 equals 25 divided by 25 is 1, and all that's left on the right side is w. So the width has to be 11 feet.
So remember, do the opposite. Do the opposite.